Wondering what will bring your hungry house guests to the breakfast table?
Best ever breakfast casserole! Layers of classic breakfast yumminess.
Oh, this is so good. Every bite is like a holiday.
Oh, it is.
It is.
I love
and
this
it's so good at the holidays when you have those hungry house guests.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so I'm going to start making a whole house full. I love it. Everyone's cheering around the breakfast table. Okay, this is classic. This is our breakfast sausage. I was at the store the other day, and you know it's that time of the year. Everyone's buying up their breakfast sausage.
Yes,
and they didn't have just the good old regular kind, so I got the hot. And
I love the hot. The hot's good.
I don't usually cook with it, and but we were playing around with this recipe, and it's good. It's not
really
super
great because the eggs kind of take away from the heat a little bit.
It does. It's really good. And now I've got one red bell pepper that I've seeded and diced. We're just going to cook all this together. It's going to render a little bit of grease. The sausage is pretty lean, but it renders a little bit of grease, which is perfect for sautéing our vegetables.
Yay.
We've got a medium chopped onion, and you can use whatever you want. If you don't like bell pepper, or you could use green bell pepper, you could just leave them out. But I think this is a great flavor combination.
I love it. I love it. And we're using frozen hash browns, which I think is fantastic.
I know. He was amazed when I said I was going to be doing it. He said, why wouldn't you use your own homemade? I'm like, well, if you're going to make your homemade hash browns, serve homemade hash browns. Let's make this easy.
Okay, well, anyway, so I've got a bag of, we've let them sit out for a while, got them a little thawed, bag of hash browns
It's
here.
a 30-ounce bag. It's just your standard bag. And letting them thaw a little bit, you can even put them in defrost in the microwave. It just makes this, what he's about to do, a lot easier.
Yeah, and I'm going to throw in some salt. I got a teaspoon of salt, and I'm going to use a teaspoon pepper as well. And I'm just going to get in there with my hands, people.
We just want to layer, we just want to season every layer of the flavors of this casserole. So that's why we
they're
do
so
that.
chilly.
I know. Yeah, if you've got a little arthritis in your hands, it'll just like...
All right, so I've got that mixed up. I'm going to make some room for
the loon.
My casserole dish here.
Loon's making breakfast casserole.
We got a 9 by 13 casserole dish.
Oops.
Oh, Chris.
Sorry.
I'm flinging peppers. And I'm going to quickly just spray it before I put in my hash browns on the bottom.
He's going to spray it with cooking spray.
There we go.
Now, like so many breakfast casseroles, one of the greatest things about them is that you can do this the night before and then just pop it in the oven the morning that you're ready to bring that those hungry house guests.
Look at that. So I'm filling the bottom of this basically, and it's a nice layer.
It is a nice layer.
It's a nice layer.
That's what I love about, I mean, you know, I grew up having breakfast casseroles, you know, with the bread and the sausage.
We
and
have
eggs.
So many different breakfast casseroles.
I know, and that's there's the classic one, but I love using. We were like, let's get some hash browns. Let's do something else, and the result is fantastic.
All right, so I laid those down in there. Now I'm going to make.
Did you give them nice? Well, we can press them later.
Yeah, we'll press them in a little bit. Now I'm going to make an egg mixture, the egg batter.
This is great. You know, I'm just over here just kind of stirring things around while you're putting it up. But it's so easy.
It is. I can do it. So I've got 12 eggs, and I'm just going to quickly beat them right now.
So this makes a decent amount. So that's why it's really great for serving a hungry household. You can easily cut this recipe in half to serve, you know, half a household.
I love it, though. It's fun to have leftovers for a few days.
It reheats wonderfully.
Yeah, and you can keep it out, and everybody can munch on it all day.
Which often happens.
All right, so I've got my mixture here of my eggs. Okay. I'm going to throw in, this is...
2 cups.
2 cups, thank you. 2 cups of milk.
It's half and half, actually.
Oh, it is?
It is.
Oh.
Yeah, we talked about that a few times.
Well,
but you could use half and half. I mean, you could use milk. I mean, it's
if you don't
half
want the cream.
Yeah. But I just like the texture to the half and half brings.
Then I've got some chilies, y'all. I've got a 4-ounce can of green chilies.
They're chopped green chilies. And if you've never seen them, they're you can find them pretty easily in the Hispanic section of your supermarket. If you can't find them, just leave them out.
Now, and then I also have some onion powder. I've got...
That's garlic powder.
Oh, garlic powder. I thought it was onion.
No.
Oh, yeah, that's garlic. Okay,
yeah,
so I got a quarter pound.
That would be a lot of garlic powder.
A teaspoon of Okay, I'm losing it. This is a teaspoon of garlic powder.
We should have done this in the morning when your brain is still working.
And then I'm going to do a half a teaspoon of pepper and then a whole teaspoon of salt.
Again, we're seasoning the layers.
And I'm just going to mix this together. And we're not going to add the cheese until the last layer. I've got it out here, though, ready to go.
Yeah.
But this, when he's done with this.
And you can see how the red peppers have softened. I love doing this all at once. You know, you don't have to saute your vegetables first.
I know, that's awesome.
It makes it easy. Now, this is almost done, and you're good there.
Let me get this mixed, though.
Yeah, we're gonna.
Oh, we gotta let that cool.
We're gonna let it cook until it's completely cooked through, no longer pink. And then we're going to let it cool for a little bit. I mean, we don't want to put super hot meat into the egg mixture, but it's going to be okay. It doesn't have to cool for too long, probably about 15 minutes. And then we assemble, bake, and eat
it.
Okay, so here we go. This is cooled slightly. That's a chilled mixture that you got right there, so it doesn't have to be completely cooled. This will cool off the instant it hits that chilled cream.
Hold on, hold.
Oh boy, this flavor combination is so good.
Woo-wee. Okay, there we go.
Okie dokie. All right, now
I'm just gonna stir this up a bit.
Stir that up. We've got our baking dish here with our hash browns.
There we go.
If you've got, depending on your brand of your sausage, some render more grease than others. If you feel like there's too much, just do the old tilt the skillet and spoon some out, or use the old paper towel trick.
And now I'm going to pour this over the hash browns.
You're going to do it, and it's just going to, and then those eggs, when they bake, they're going to set. It's going to be so beautiful. And then, that's good. You're doing good, Wesley.
Thanks.
That look good. It's just so festive, too.
Yay. Here, let me get every last bit of that.
Can't let anything go to waste.
Not that sausage.
Now,
Not the sausage.
It's funny, when we started playing around with this, I as happens when we're in the kitchen, just laughing and having fun, I was like, wait a minute, where's the cheese? So I originally would put the cheese in there with this, but so we said, well, let's just put it on top, so it's like another layer. And then we just kind of, I
love it, because that way you get some nice, like, the top of the casserole gets nice and like a nice cheesy and brown.
It does. It does. I mean, that would happen anyway, even if you stirred it in. But it was one of those mistakes that turned out to be. We like to say that our mistakes. See, that was perfect.
Yeah, I'm gonna squish it down.
And then we squish it down just a little bit, just to kind of get it into the part of the party. So we are now again. If you were doing this the night before, which most of us would do that. Cover it with either plastic wrap or foil, and then refrigerate it overnight. And
look at that, y'all.
Then I would let it set out for, say, 30 minutes before it goes in the oven. Or if you put it into the oven chilled, you may want to add another 15 minutes. You just got to watch to make sure the top doesn't burn, because if it goes too long, you may need to cover it with foil. Okay.
I love it too, because it starts to come up.
That egg like bakes. Okay, so we've got our oven preheated to 350 degrees, and we're going to let it go for about 45 minutes until it's golden on top. Oh. The smell, oh my gosh, it smells like breakfast casserole heaven. Oh.
This will make everybody in the house will smell this cooking.
We'll be up and say, what you serving us? Look at that.
Yay.
Isn't that beautiful? I love a good breakfast casserole.
I love that.
There's something about it that's just so...
It's gorgeous.
It is gorgeous, and the smell, you guys, is just incredible. So now, it needs to rest, of course, like every good thing does, but not for long, like 15 minutes. So we're going to let this rest for 15 minutes, and then we eat. Okay, so by now you've rang the dinner bell. All of your hungry house guests have gathered around their table. They're like, we want casserole. So all you have to do...
That's totally how it is.
It is. Everyone's like...
Ding-a-ding-a-ding-a-ding-a-ding-a-ding,
come on.
clank-a-clank-a.
So I am... this is optional. You don't have to do this, but I love it. I love a little garnish.
And it's color, too.
It's color. It looks good, and it gives a little zip to the...
little zip.
These are chopped scallions. Okay, so now... The fun part. It's a breakfast casserole. Your guests are not going to judge you if it's not perfect.
No.
And if they do, you need to tell them to take a hike. If they don't like it, they can
take a hike.
it.
I don't think I've ever heard you say to somebody, you know what, take a hike.
Oh, I think I've said it to you before.
Yeah, that's.
Oh, gosh.
And I don't take that hike.
You don't. You just stick around. Okay.
All right, so you're going to be the first, the sacrificial slice.
I know. Okay, bring me over my...
Sure. Oh. Here we go. Oh, wow, Chris. That looks lovely.
It really does.
All right. Bring it on over here, Mr. Man.
Okay. I'm just going to set it right down on your plate.
That's good. Look at that.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Beautiful.
Yay! I love it. And the longer it sits, the more
It sets.
it
yeah.
sets.
Yeah.
So you have a little cleaner cut. So if you wanted to serve this at room temperature, it's still.
Well, or just even, it could sit, it's going to stay warm for like an hour.
Right.
It's piping hot now. So Wesley was like, you will see, he loves to put hot sauce on his. And you may be wondering when we put those green chilies in there, if you've never cooked with the green chilies, you may be wondering, are they hot? They're not spicy.
Oh,
They're very, very hot.
I added a lot of hot sauce. Oh,
Yeah. This is not a spicy dish at all.
No.
You can add
except for the hot sausage that we use.
Right. The hot sausage, but that's optional. You can just use regular sausage.
You guys.
You can add jalapenos if you like. You can do whatever you want to this.
Oh, it's still piping.
That's why you
Yeah.
use what God gave you, your lungs. Okay, going in.
No, not yet.
Oh,
Oh, it's
you
hot.
got a big old helping.
It's hot. All right.
Okay, let's go. I've had many breakfast casseroles in my day. That's the bomb. It's the combination of the hash brown potatoes,
It's those hash brown potatoes on the bottom. I love
the
that.
sausage,
It's that layer of potatoes.
the seasonings.
Oh. You guys. And it does, like, have a little holiday feel to it.
It does. There's just something about a breakfast casserole. It's so great. You know, when
We used to, years ago, we'd have people over the night before Thanksgiving, and we would call it making the list, because we had to have a list for everything that we did the next day. And Chris would make this for them when we all got up in the
we
morning.
made a version of this.
Yes.
And it's
So good.
yeah. And then everyone just loved that.
Yeah.
You start it off.
Oh. That is 100,000% approved.
Yay! Let's hear it for the breakfast casserole.
That's right. It's good. It's really, really good.
All right, you guys. If you're watching this during the holiday season, we can't say it enough. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas,
Yes.
whatever it is you celebrate. We hope you're having a beautiful time.
Wonderful time.
And surround yourself with lots of
Peace
love,
and joy.
Peace and joy.
Say it enough times and it will come to you.
I hope that's true. All right, bye everybody. We love you so much.